And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From the Covey Cove to the Oracle Park lights. Eric, Glenn, and Salty Lou keep the fire burning bright. Fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us. Breaking down the moments, from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric, Glenn, and Salty Lou with the fan base pride. Talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go Giants. Yes, yes, yes. Eric, Glenn, and Salty Lou, breaking it down. All Giants all the time.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live. Here, after Game 3 between the San Francisco Giants, Colorado Rockies. Draft is still underway. We'll talk a little bit about that later on. But today, the Giants win 4-2. Lou, how about that? Tyler Mahle goes out there and spins 7 innings, only allowed 1 run. I was shocked. You brought up a little stat before we went on. At home, he's pretty good. Away, not so much.
Yeah, and I thought he got in a good flow today. I mean, I know the first run that Colorado scored was on the balk. Again, I think this is the first time. What happened? Did somebody wake up Tony V and tell him to maybe go argue for first time? I think it's the first time I've seen him actually argue about a call. I thought it was good. I thought Brubaker held the fort down because obviously, you can't bring Killian back in. But, the thing about the Giants is they went against a guy, Freeland, who is horrible. But they finally got to him. And this is the one thing that I've been sort of upset about Casey not being an all-star, because the Giants probably only deserve 1, maybe 2. Casey deserves to be an all-star throughout the season. He's been there. But with Webb, being an all-star and really took his place, I just feel bad for Casey because he's proven that he is up here to stay, and he's had an incredible first year. And why not reward him? That's just all I have to say. Big 3-run shot for him today. And you know what? Take the win any way you can get it, Eric. So
yeah, I know, right? And that was a big shot.
Big shot. And again, they were like nibbling. And, I thought Colorado had chances. Mahle got through him, and then he made him pay. So overall, nice win.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Hey, and that home run, it came late in the game too, right? We're talking the 6th inning, and it stayed tied forever. And it's like, come on. Hey, it was nice seeing that the rookie, Jesus Rodriguez, he got that double. He was able to knock in that first run, which was nice. But yeah, man, it was good to see you. Hey, if you think about it, come on. In the middle of the lineup with Schmitt and Devers is not so bad, man. It isn't. And I know a lot of people, complain about Devers, and I get it. And I still have my qualms about him, not necessarily with his bat or his glove, but with other things. But if you see some of those stats since May 1st, Rafi Devers has got more extra base hits than anyone else in baseball since May 1st. I mean, that's telling you that's what you want in your middle of your lineup, right?
Yeah.
And I understand. Look, there's times that we want to hit him in the clutch. I get it, but he's still going out there and he's putting up some really good numbers, and it only bodes well for the Giants if you could have Devers and Schmitt in that middle of that lineup. And hey, to a certain extent, Ramos, right? Ramos is having a pretty good year. Adames, I mean, goodness gracious. I don't know what
to do. Another offer. And I think the other thing too is, I talked about it last night. The All-Star break's coming at the right time.
Yeah.
I think Lee will be very happy to take a week off.
He's looking tired, isn't he?
He's looking very tired. Adames, he'll hit a homer occasionally, but I think he's like 1 for his last 20. He's now down to 224. not inspiring.
Yeah.
So, I think it's really tough too. It just, to me, does it seem like Adames comes up every game in a crucial situation?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing how that happens. But, overall, I'm excited for Casey. Great first half of the season with one game to go. And you got to give it to Mahle because, I mean, hey, the last couple of games, like, oh my God, Mahle, and he only gave up one. That's it. So that's all we can ask for. And, tell you the truth, if any of our starters only give up one, we're happy. So overall, big, nice game. And again, Tony V, I guess, woke up and, got thrown out, which, hey, Tony V, that's what a manager does. You got to protect your pitcher. So it was good to see.
Yeah. I mean,
a big day today, Eric, with the draft, a big day game.
Big day.
You don't want to lose and go down 17, so, hey, be a nice way to win tomorrow. You take 3 out of 4 and, an interesting week during
it
the
has
All-Star
been.
break.
And look, we're starting to get a little peek of where the Giants are going here with this draft. We'll talk a little bit more about it because I know that's kind of what people are more focused on. I think more people are focused on the draft rather than the game, so to speak, because, again, just because of where the season is.
Yeah.
A quick update, World Cup still tied 1-1 between Norway and England. So I'll keep an eye on that. If I'm not mistaken, a little bit later tonight, Argentina versus Switzerland will take place. Again, another quarterfinal. But yeah, it was fun. Hey, matter of fact, hey, let's just look at tail the tape, and then we could go from there. And
Sounds good.
And then we'll get a little bit into the draft and talk about that. Let's do it.
And now, today's Giants in Review on Giants Sports Talk Live.
Drive into center field.
Got him.
All right, there we go. Final score, Giants 4, Colorado 2. How about that, huh? How about that? Colorado, 2 runs on 6 hits with 1 error. San Francisco, 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Hey, how about the defense by Luis Ariz, man? My gosh. Guy can play. The guy can play some baseball, man. Winner is, look at that, get his second win of the year, Tyler Mahle. The loser is Freeland. Save goes to Brubaker. Ramos had a hit today. Arias, how about that? 2 hits. Batting average up to 332. And his OPS, look at that, 834. It's a pretty good damn OPS for a guy who's a soft singles guy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Schmitt had a big hit today. 3-run jack in the 6th inning. He got all of that one. Devers is 0-4. Drew Walk had 2 strikeouts. Adames is 0-4. Eldridge had a hit today. Lee, because it was an error on Karros. It was a hard hit ball to third base, which was nice, but it was an error. Rodriguez had a big double, and Gilbert had a hit. How about that? That was nice to see. Runners in scoring position 2 for 4. Again, you're batting 500 with runners in scoring position. That's not too bad. But Mahle, man, I guess that if you want to say that's the story of the game. Went 7 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Those strikeouts came at the end of the game too, which was nice because you want to get those punch outs. Because remember, he had that leadoff walk. What was that in? I think the 7th inning, right? I think it was the 7th inning. Yeah. Leadoff walk, and then he stayed at first base. The runner never got past second base, which was nice. So again, it was a good performance by Mahle today. The park looked beautiful today. It looked like a beautiful day in the city. What was it like there today, there, Lou?
We actually finally saw a thing up in the sky called the sun. It wasn't overcast for the first time in like 8 days. A little breezy, but it's fine. It'll be probably cold tonight. I thought the big inning was the 5th when they had runners at 2nd and 3rd late. It was just more like, all right, you were sort of waiting for him to give up that hit, and then the Giants would have been down. And I thought what was great about that, they got out of that.
Yep.
And then the next inning they came back, and then here's even the other thing. We haven't spoken too much about Giants, a shutdown inning after they get a big inning.
Yeah.
We sort of forgot about it. So I think that was a big key. But, overall, a nice performance. I think it sort of helps them going in because, it easily – well, what we usually expect is the Giants would have gone to the bullpen earlier. But I thought Brubaker pitched really nice. I think Brubaker, you keep saying he might get dealt. People forget we picked him up last year through a trade. It wasn't like he was one of us. I'm pretty sure it was the Yankees, right? Didn't we get him through the Yankees? So
Rodriguez, right, yes.
Yeah. So I thought overall, very, very nice win today and a nice Saturday win. I like it when I don't like these Saturday night games. I like it when it's the usual nice Saturday game. So, we'll see tomorrow, see if they can win the series.
Exactly. Joshua, he's filling us in the fourth round. Giants selected another pitcher. So the Giants have selected, if I'm not mistaken, 4 pitchers and 1 position player so far. So I think we're seeing the direction that the Giants are going in this year, as far as this year's draft, because that's one thing that the Giants are missing right now, man. They're missing that pitching, and now they're starting to load up on it and see where it goes. Again, Carlos Martinez from Hofstra, he's a 4-year senior. I looked up at his stats. He doesn't even have any stats. They don't even have. So again, he's not ranked that high. So I'm sure we'll get some more on him. I think he's a righty. So we'll see what that's all about. We'll get into the draft here.
Yeah. I sort of like that, but I don't know if you saw last year, Anaheim had 9 picks in their draft. They picked a pitcher every round, and I think
the Giants did that in 21, 22, something like that. Yeah.
So you got to do your need, not the best player sometimes, because you know what? The Giants have been faltering when they think they got the best player, and they fade. So I think it's one of those things. So, overall, I was happy, and I know we'll talk about that more. But, good day. You pick up a future couple Giants. We'll see. I'm not a big fan of Bonds pick, but, I think that's a little bit doing it as a favor. But that's just me. I'm not a big fan of the Ruck program that he came out of. But, I thought today the whole key to the Giants, timely hitting, because we've been so tough with them with clutchness. They finally get timely hitting that led to the win because they needed it. Remember?
Yeah, they did.
They gave up a big bomb, which was not cheap. I mean, that thing was, 3/4 of the way up, but hey, they got a chance to win the series tomorrow and go into the All-Star break feeling good.
Exactly.
And that hasn't happened too much all year.
No, it hasn't. And it's funny how you're talking about those key hits because, Drew Gilbert, he led off that 6th inning, if I'm not mistaken, right? I don't know if he led off, but he got a hit. I can't remember if he led off. And then right behind him, Arias got a hit. Imagine that. And then Schmitt came in right behind him and smacked it. So that was nice. That was really nice. Or was it? No, it was no. Where? Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to remember. No, I might have that wrong. Hold on. I got to go back and look at how that transpired. I thought Gilbert was in the middle of that, but I'm going to take a look and see exactly how that all went down. But again, you're at home. You want to win at home. It's a nice afternoon game. Giants are having a draft. So it's like, hey, man, let's
good day for the
let's get a win, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I'm going to get to the game here shortly. Where are we at? And it's right there. Let me see the wrap. Trying to remember how that scoring went. And oh, there it is. It was in the 6th. Can't remember how that all panned out there. Top of 4, bottom of 6. Where's bottoms? Yeah, Elliot Ramos. I'm sorry, he got the single. Then Luis Ariz singled, and then that's when Casey Schmitt popped it. That's what it was. So Ramos, Ariz, and then Casey Schmitt cleared the bases. So that was nice. Again, get some time, and then of course, Ariz diving after balls over there, going into the middle or diving through the middle, gets up, throws the ball to first, and gets that key last out. I think what inning was that? I think it was the 6th, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and Eric, I got a question. Could he maybe now? Again, he might not be with us, but if he continues like this, does he have a chance for a Gold Glove?
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Man, he has a chance of being a silver slug, or I'm sorry, a platinum glove, right? Isn't that where you lead offensive and defensive?
Yeah, he's just been phenomenal.
He's been awesome,
and here's my last question. The Giants are sort of, fun to watch in their winning, especially with Casey, but nobody's talking about Chapman. Nobody brings him up. Nobody talks about him. So, again,
the only thing I saw about Chapman is someone asked him in a scrum yesterday if he's going to go on a rehab. And they said, considering, with the time frame of his IL stint and then with the All-Star break in the middle, that they will probably have him on a rehab assignment. So what's probably going to happen after the All-Star break, he'll probably go on a rehab and then he'll be back with the team within probably a few days. I don't think the rehab will be very long. And then what do you do?
Are you going to do the same thing that, what was it, 2 months ago? Oh, we're going to give everybody a day break. Casey will fill in for Adames. Casey's going to fill in for, Luis Arias. I don't know, because there's too many people there. And
how are you going to work?
You got to play.
And that's the thing. So Casey will probably be back out because Barracuda with his injury, right? So now you could put Schmitt at left field, Ramos in right, and Jung-Hoo Lee in center. And
then what are you going to do when Bader comes back?
I don't even know. I don't even know if he's on a rehab assignment.
There's a lot of juggling, So
there is and that's something they're going to have to figure out going forward. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. But again, draft is still going on. Of the last round is occurring right now. Giants have made their pick at the 4th. Again, Josh informed me another pitcher in the 4th round. And I guess we could get into that. So the big news today, the Giants wind up getting their pitcher. They got the best pitcher in the draft, which was Jackson Flora. Again, UC Santa Barbara, 21 years old, big righty, throws hard, has a killer changeup. And again, this means nothing, but he did grow up in the Bay Area, went to the same high school as
Crawford,
Brandon Crawford, right?
Yeah. And
then wind up going to UC Santa Barbara. So, hey, good on the Giants. He was a Giants fan and he grew up. I mean, that helps. Don't get me wrong. Look, it helps. That shouldn't be an important factor in selecting Jackson Flora. It should be his skill, and I think that's what they did. So how about that? In the 29th pick, the Giants also supposedly they picked the best high school arm in the draft, and he's a lefty. I saw some of the video on him, and man, that guy for being a high school kid, that guy has got some curves that are nasty. And I guess they say he's mid-90s. He could touch 96. So if you want to say he's kind of a hard thrower. In the 3rd round, they picked up a little, what do you want to call? Well, what's the word am I looking for? We'll say it's a blue blood, huh? Could you call it? Could we call?
Yeah,
it's a little blue blood.
That's good
little blue blood. We the Giants selected Peyton Bonds, the nephew of the one Barry Lamar Bonds. How about that? So he's out of Rutgers, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's a little bit older, if I'm not mistaken. Outfielder. Supposedly he plays a
big
really
guy,
good
6'5".
And I heard he's plays a really good outfield. So I don't know what type of look. Do we really know what any of these guys were? We're just going off of guys who know this stuff, and that's it. So it looks like the Giants are going heavy on pitching, which is fine because the Giants need it. Because out of all of them that you pick, how many are going to actually make it? Out of all of them that you pick, remember when the Giants picked all those pitchers in? I think it was 21, or was it 20? I can't remember. It was one of those years.
Yeah.
How many of them made? Landon Roop was one of them. Other than that, I don't know who else has made it in that group. If anyone knows offhand, I just don't know offhand. I could go look on Google, but it's just going to.
Yeah. So a couple guys asked me, "Hey Lou, what do you think of the picks?" Let me tell you something. First of all, Santa Barbara has never been anything in baseball. All right, their guy on his shoulders took them to the College World Series.
Yeah.
Okay? This guy has done it. The number 2 pick on the 29th, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he pitched for the
Carson Boleman.
Yeah, under 18 for the World Cup, under 18. That's a lot of
pressure. Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
So it is.
He obviously was a stud to be on that. So I think that's a good pick. The other thing, too, is he's in high school, but he's already showing that he can do it, and he's a lefty. So I thought overall where they're picking two great picks. Now, if one of them comes up in the majors saying 3 years and hits 50%, I will take it. But the way they picked it, again, I don't know who for the Giants who really is the guy that says I want him. I thought for a 29th pick, this guy sort of people forgot about. You know,
I didn't even hear about him.
I thought he was going to be more of one of the, probably top 15 to 18. So overall, stamp of approval on the top two picks.
Nice. Exactly.
Yeah.
And if anyone knows anything about these guys, let us know, man. I know Jackson Flora is all the talk of the town, right? He's a hard thrower, Lou. This guy can touch triple digits. He's got a wipeout changeup, which is nice. I'm always, and this is just me. I don't know how you are with this. I'm always a little bit leery with these hard throwers.
Early.
I'm just leery of them because I'm just waiting for that arm to blow up. I am. And I don't know if you heard this news.
You almost expect a Tommy John before they make it to the majors.
Yeah, right? And it's like, man, that just sucks just because you're throwing so hard, especially at a young age. And now, don't get me wrong, Jackson Flora is a little bit older. So that's a good thing. But it always concerns me. I want guys who can locate. You know, if you're throwing mid-90s, but you're able to locate and you're able to change speeds and change the movement of the ball, that's just as important as a guy that comes in and throws freaking 100 miles an hour, right?
Eric, I got a question about Mad Bum. Was he overpowering?
No, he wasn't. It's all about the deception of his delivery.
Control. You know, completely different than Matt Cain and the Freak. You know, when you think of a lefty, you want a guy that the slider's literally almost going to hit him on the left knee or left foot just because of the break. Yeah, it's not always about the speed. You know, I mean, it's one of those things where too many times these days it's all about 103 miles an hour. And if you remember our closer last year, who now is most wanted in New York because he can't get anybody out, it doesn't matter if they throw 102 miles an hour. If you can't locate it, it's useless.
Yes, exactly. That's a fact.
And it's not that. If you throw the speed and it has no movement, major leaguers adapt. That's why the analogy is the third time the lineup is turning around third time because they've already seen his stuff. They talk about it. They have tablets so you can see. So, I'd rather have someone that, a lefty fools them, can spot it. And then a righty who is, again, who knows? A lot of these guys are so young. We got a pitcher, it might be, I always think of Trevor Hoffman, okay, who was basically in my class. He was a shortstop.
Yeah.
He got drafted as a shortstop, and he became one of the greatest relievers. But unbelievable with his changeup. So
his changeup is ridiculous.
We'll see what happens. But, like I said, we're just wondering. Now, again, 8-3-1 D shot, great draft. Again, we don't know. Just today was a good draft.
Yeah, right. It's
the same thing. I'll use a dating analogy. God, you should see my girlfriend. 3 months later, God, you're so miserable. What are you doing with her? Leave her. No, I can't. All this stuff, because we got to see, will they adapt? How are they? The other thing too is something that pitchers are different. I don't know if you know, but the Major League Baseball is not the same baseball they use in college. Okay.
Yeah, I heard it's different.
Yeah, it's different. It's different because these guys might be guys that throw where they use the laces. We don't know, right? Because again, I've only seen the guy from Santa Barbara pitch. I haven't seen the high school guy because when they had the World Cup, it was in Japan. It wasn't here, so you really couldn't see it. I'm not that big of a baseball nut, but again, it's always different. And when you're pitching in college, high school, the level from high school to college is big, but to the majors, it's really big. So, I think it's just one of those things where, give these guys a couple years. I think our top pick is going to probably be here almost 2 years because he's already proven. And that's why I like about 4 years college. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
Eric? I just think it's a huge advantage. You know, the high school players, you're going against high school guys. You know,
Yes.
I know he was, you know, the Gatorade player in South Carolina, right? So it's just different. You know, that's all I want to say. But hey, I'm excited. I'm glad they went with the pitchers instead of getting, you know, our 15th and 16th shortstop that we don't need.
Now,
So,
you know, now we got to wait for them to actually sign, right?
yep.
Because
And again,
there's a time period where they got to sign. No, it's not.
And
It's
who's representing them?
And then
and who's representing? You got to remember, we
yep.
only got Buster because Buster would have been the number 1 or 2 pick, but people said no because he wanted such a bonus, and he dropped into our laps. And the Giants sort of that was the biggest bonus the Giants had ever paid for Buster. You know what I mean? So again, we all know the Giants are sort of cheap. Imagine this guy where he goes, you know what? I want a big bonus. You know, what do you do? It's sort of weird because I don't know who's representing them. So that's the other thing.
Yeah, me neither. And then once they sign on the dotted line, then it's going to be up to, you know, the develop part in the house, right? Randy Wynn and Kyle Haynes, and they're the ones that are going to have to make sure that these guys that they sign are going to get the right development that they need. And don't get me wrong, a lot of this is in the hands of the players too, because if they have the ability to listen and adjust, because that's what it is, a game of adjustments. If they're going to be able to do all that stuff, well, then maybe we're going to have some success with these guys. And to your point, right? Today was, it's a good draft. Are we going to know about what we ain't going to know about whether it's good or not until another couple of years down the road.
Yeah.
It's going to be forgotten about
now,
because then next year is another draft.
Yeah. I like the pick, even though he probably would have gone 7 or 8 because our needs. Now, if the guy who went third, Von Lakey, if he would have dropped, I would have loved the Giants to get him.
Yeah.
You know, he is a guy that literally is maybe a year and a half away. The only thing I don't like about offense, and again, I know it's just an excuse. Big difference when you're in college hitting with the aluminum bat to the majors where it's wood. You know, once you go in single A, double A, you're using wood. You know, it's completely different. You know, when you go against somebody and they fool you, the bat cracks and you get another bat. In aluminum, if you hit it on the sweet spot, it doesn't matter if you're fooled. The ball's still going to tank. You know, go a distance. So it's just something different. You know,
it is. There is an adjustment. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
and it's all about whether or not they can. Jackson Flora. I mean, this guy's older. I don't know what his time frame would be. Maybe 2 years. Maybe that's what I'm guessing.
You know, starters again. You know, the one thing is too many people say, "Oh, well, you know, like the guy for Cincinnati this year. He got last year's pick. He's up. He's exceptional. So let this guy."
Same thing with Paul Schemes.
Himself, okay? Schemes right away. So I don't want you guys to say, oh, my God, this guy should be up like Eldridge.
Yeah, I know.
We've already gone through this too many times. Let these guys tell you where they should be. You know, that's all I want.
Don't rush.
Guy, you know, I mean, it's an exciting day. And, you know, the other thing, too, is maybe a great thing is we don't have to rush him because we might not have a year next year.
Yeah.
You know, now with 2028, he's there. You know, let's just see how it is. You know, I think too many times people assume when you're a top 10 pick, you're going to make it in 1 year, 2 years. We've already seen this. Bart was number 2. Okay. So he barely made it. I'm being gracious. So it's just one of those things, you know, but hey, overall, you know, I'm happy. I'd rather, you know, they got a guy that's young, but a stud, or give him a couple years, see how he can develop. And then you have another guy who's been there. Like I said, 4 years out of college, to me, you're so close because when you're in high school, you have to be the creme of la creme to make that big step to the majors. So,
right.
And here's the other thing. We haven't even spoken about this. He was a pick we got lucky, 29, that we didn't have, you know, a month ago. Who says this guy wants to play in the majors? You know, a lot of these guys, if they don't get their bonus, you know, he might have a full ride to UCLA or somewhere else, you know, but the money talks. That's sort of the whole thing.
Yeah. I think, let me look at that. I think, hold on. Let me bring this up. Round 1. Flora, is slated to get $9 million. The 29th pick guy, hold on, that's actually not in round. I got to fix this. It's the PPI.
So is it
No,
a
it's
$9
not.
million
No, where's it
bonus,
at?
or is it $9? A $9 million that you signed, you get.
It says
I don't know how
approximate pick value.
Okay. Pick value. Okay.
Oh, hold on. CBA. It was our CB. There it is. Carson Boleman is slated to get $3.2 million. Round 2, which is another pitcher. He's slated to get $1.7 million. Round 3, that's going to be Bonds. Let's see. He is slated to get $887 million. Again, yeah.
And the only reason why I bring that up, Eric, that's 900. You remember, he could go to college with the NIL deals where he's probably going to make
millions.
More. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? And less pressure. And you're the man.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of
true.
those things. That's the thing about the NIL we don't really talk about.
And remember, they get this money and they get this is all up front, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because then once you sign then you become a minor leaguer, and then whatever the minor league minimum is.
Yeah.
So you're getting on top of that. So it's a nice little payday for some of these guys. And you said it, whether or not they sign on a dotted line, that's the next that's going to be the next hurdle that the Giants are going to have to clear. Oh, look at this. It's still 1-1, end of 90 minutes. Wow. So they're going to go to extra time then, right?
Yeah, I think, what do they have? 9 minutes of extra time.
And then if it doesn't work, then you got to go to a shootout.
So they
right?
go 9 minutes. No, then they play 2 15-minute halves.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, oh my God.
2 15-minute halves. Then it's a score. Now, again, they go to the 2 15-minute halves because they change. If one team scores a goal, it's not over.
No, you got to wait until the time's over, right?
Yeah, the time's over. Then you do the shootout. It's
my God.
Just because, they try to make it fair. So.
Okay, fair enough. Why not? We'll see. We'll see who comes out on top here. Again, that's here. I'm going to bring this up. Okay, let's see. Just looking at this, shots on goal, Norway had 9, England had 7. Shots on target, Norway had 5, England had 2. Possession, England is leading. I don't care about the accuracies. Offsides, Norway has not had 1 offsides, no yellow cards. Fouls are pretty even between 8 and 5. So, all right, we'll see what happens. Keep an eye on it. It says, end of 90. So I'm guessing, I don't know if I'm thinking they already did extra time. So now they're probably going to be doing
2 15-minute.
The 2 15 minutes. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. It's kind of fun, right? Some people are into it. Once USA got knocked out and some of these other clubs got knocked out, it's like kind of lost its mojo, so to speak. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I think it was, that's it for the Giants. Again, in the 4th pick, they picked up another pitcher. And again, I don't know who the hell the guy is. I'm just looking around on Twitter.
So I know about this kid. He missed all of 2025 at Hofstra. He's more of a great early in his college career. Then he got hurt due to an injury. Super, super smart guy. Because Hofstra, again, was one of those teams that made the super regional. So I saw him, young kid, athletic, but, super, super smart, which you got to like, comes from New York, comes from Flushing Meadows. So, nothing wrong. It's just, one of those things, I just don't like it when someone misses a whole entire year because of an injury.
Yeah.
But he came back and he bounced. So, that's just me.
Yep. Exactly.
Carlos.
Oh my gosh. I'm looking at some Twitter stuff here. Jeff Young put out 3rd round picks over the last 10 years. 2016, Heath Quinn. Remember him? Outfielder?
No, sorry.
2017, Seth Corey. I remember he was like, he might be something. And 2018 was another pitcher, Jake Wong. I don't remember Jake Wong.
No.
2019, Grant McCrae was in 2019, man. He's been with the organization for that long.
And he's still with us for some reason.
Kyle Harrison was the 3rd round pick in 2020. Mason Black in 2021.
Oh, God, you remember that?
Yep. William Kepner. I don't remember William Kepner, 2022.
Yeah.
Cole Foster in 2023. Don't remember him. 2024, we didn't have a third round pick because of signing Blake Snell. Because of that, remember, we lost draft picks. And then last year, outfielder Trevor Cohen. And that's the history of just third round pick. And of course, here 2026, Peyton Bonds, the nephew of Barry Bonds. How about that? Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna talk to people. Hey, is everyone happy out there with the Jackson Flora, that 4 pick, right? Is everyone okay? Is there anyone ready to burn Buster Posey in effigy, or are you guys okay with Jackson Flora pick at number 4? I want to hear what the chat has to say. Again, everyone, we've been saying it: pitching, and I wanted them to go for pitching. So, England just scored. Look at that. 92 at the 92-minute mark. Well, they call it 93 because it's 92-47 and counting. Both the same guy, Jude Bellingham. No, I'm messing this up. Liam, I don't know if he's in the chat. I'm sure he's probably watching it over there in the UK. I'm with it. I'm just glad they didn't get another shortstop. AC Flora for good shit. D-Shot gives the thumbs up for Flora. Perna says, fire everybody. So, yeah. Oh, shit. You remember that, D-Shot? That was good. That was classic right there, man. That was classic. So, again, just a few people who are chiming in. They like the Flora pick. I'm not opposed to it. Hey, I'm all for it. It's weird, though, because everybody, man, Kylie McDaniel or no, what's his name? Yeah, is it Kylie McDaniel? Keith Law, they were all predicting Booth to go number 4. And he wound up going, I think, number 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
But the Giants wind up picking Flora. You know, there's supposedly there's some issues, you know, with his fastball is live, but they talk about the movement and whether or not it can, you know, be able to get out big leaguers, so to speak. So I don't know.
We'll see.
Who's number 90? Gordo. Yeah. Hey, you called it, Gordo. Nice. Good on you. He was in the chat earlier. He goes, they got to get Peyton Bonds. And I was like, I don't know about the number 4 pick. I was like, maybe later on. I said later on. He got drafted in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
He was slated as the 81st pick. But he goes at number 90. Yeah. So what do those rankings mean? Honestly, I don't know. AC says pitching and more pitching. I 100% agree. It makes me wonder what the Giants are going to do now at the trade deadline. More pitching? Maybe. You might have to, right? Get what you can. I didn't talk about this. Hey, before we get this, Lou, I'll tease this and see how many people. Yeah. I think the people who were here earlier, and maybe Lou, you may or may not know, a certain pitcher on a really good team has hit the IL. We'll talk about that right after this. All right, there we go. Our proud sponsors, Tommy's Mexican Restaurant. Lou, they hit on every round from 1 through 20. They hit on every round. They never miss ever. So make sure you guys go check out Tommy's Mexican restaurant over there in the Richmond district of San Francisco. Yep. You guys will not be disappointed. But yeah, Kyle Harrison is on the IL, Lou. Left forearm tightness. You never want to ever hear of a pitcher going down for any type of forearm tightness on their throwing arm. Again, that's scary, man. And it makes me wonder what the Brewers are going to do. Now, it kind of, if you want to say it comes at a good time, it kind of does, considering you got the All-Star break that's now coming upon us. So you got some days of rest. Supposedly they're downplaying it, the manager and Kyle Harrison, but still, it's forearm tightness, man. And maybe that's something that the Giants can take advantage of. They go out there and they got the number one farm according to Baseball America. So I still said, even if that injury didn't happen, you still got to go out there. Hey, what's up, Glenn?
Hey, boys.
What'd you think, man? We're just talking a little bit about the injury to Kyle Harrison. Not good for the Brewers. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And hey, maybe that's an opportunity for the Giants to go in there. Got a couple of pitchers, right? And we'll see what they do.
Yeah, the only thing I'm fearful of at this point, after a good day at the draft table as far as pitchers, and that's what I wanted them to go get, is pitching. And then people will say, yeah, but the old adage I hear here at Giant Sports Talk Live is that prospects are suspects. Well, the more pitchers you land, you got to hit on somebody. Come on,
that's the thing.
Keep loading up. The only problem I can sense, Eric, I do not want the Giants now to say, well, we're loading up the stable of prospects, as I like to call it. You got the stable of prospects. Don't get away from trading for pitching.
No, not at all. You still go
at the trade deadline. Yeah, you can still get more pitchers. Do not rely solely on the draft. Although you mentioned the injury to Harrison. It's opening up the door, Eric. It's opening up the door.
Maybe.
I don't want it to be one of those revolving doors like at Safeway. Is he going to be traded? No, not this year. Is he going to be traded? No, not this year. Is he going to be traded? They're saying they're not going to trade Logan Webb. But, man, I think as I like to say to Lou on many occasions, they're serving it up on a silver platter for us. Right, Lou?
Yeah, I think, you got to remember, no, not everybody's like the Dodgers. When Ohtani goes down, they have 5 guys just waiting to pitch. Milwaukee, they're going to be battling the Cubs. They're also thinking, what can we do to beat the Dodgers?
That's the thing, yeah.
So you're going to have to step up. Milwaukee's got a lot of youth, and I think the Giants are at a point now where they're probably going to be 3 or 4 teams asking about Webb. If you get 3 prospects, say 3 in the top 20, you got to do it. The Giants are going nowhere. And I think, it's one of those things. We had a great draft. Like I said, I love the first 2 pitchers. Could be a future. But right now, we got to put the draft behind us and concentrate on our team and our future for the next couple of years. And, if they don't want to trade Webb and they're happy being 16, that's the Giants screwing up. Obviously Ray's going to be gone because he's not coming back.
Yeah.
Arias, I don't know what they do with Arias. I'd love for him to see, because the thing about Arias, I love watching him bat. I love it where he misses, he gets upset in himself, and he's so smooth. And the other thing is, we don't know how our offense is going to be without Arias. We just know how we are now.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Where, we're all commending Casey where he should be an all-star, had such incredible first half. Without Arias, I don't know who could bat behind him or help Casey do better. You know what I mean? So it's just something you got to think of. But the Giants right now are in an opportunity where, as Glenn says, on a silver platter, you have to do it. Forget about the fans' reactions. You got to do what's best for the ball team. And we'll see if we can do it.
Amen.
The only thing that's scary is go take a look at the interview between Alex Pavlovich and Kylan Mills. They had to sit down with Buster Posey and listen to what Buster Posey said about Logan Webb. And that's it's not gonna give you the warms and fuzzies, I'll tell you that. So if they do, hey, okay. right on. But if they
Have
don't,
you ever heard of the term, Eric, larger than life? That's what they're portraying Logan Webb as. He's larger than life in the Bay Area. Come on, Eric. The numbers are speaking for themselves.
Yeah, and I guess it's from what he was saying. And look, I'm just paraphrasing here. I'm not going to use quotes. We probably can find it somewhere on there, but he just likes what he does with the younger pitcher. Basically, the whole, remember whenever they signed Verlander last year?
I heard that with Verlander. Yeah, Eric, I heard that last year.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be the same thing with Logan Webb. And that's what concerns me is if they didn't sign Jackson Flora as the number 4 pick and they wind up going for a position player, maybe there was a chance that they traded Webb. Now that they signed Flora, they might want Webb there to kind of be that take you under your wing. I don't know. That's kind of dumb because you want the talent, but I don't think you're going to be moving off Logan Webb. Look, hey, Mahle, we could talk about this. I think Mahle upped his value a little bit today. Maybe a team will get him just as a innings eater, so to speak. So, because he actually had a pretty decent game today, 7 innings.
But they trade for Flora, or not trade. They draft Flora, Eric, which, I mean, it's uncanny, the resemblance. Flores. I love the pick.
There you go. Nice.
But I was reading in Baseball America, they don't know if his pitches will equate to the major league level. That's why. Hey, he was only drafted hours ago. Come on.
Yeah, correct.
So you got to wait and see how it plays out. But he doesn't even have a standing right now. There's no standing as far as his ranking, Eric. He was just drafted. Mm-hmm. That is why he is still a prospect. And a prospect could be a suspect. I think it's imperative. I feel like this is one of the few cases in life, Eric, where you have an opinion, but you go, my God, how can no one agree with this opinion? Like everybody should be on board. Trade him and get, like Lou says, 2 or 3 guys, top 20 players. They've already shown you what they can do and how it might equate to major league level. Or just get some guys who are playing right now. You had a chance to get C.J. Abrams last year. Oh, major league ready, an all-star. But no, can't make that deal. So, trade Logan Webb because you know what you got there, Eric. He's 50-50. It's a coin flip these days when he pitches. It's a coin flip. It could be real good or real bad. We've seen it this year. How can a guy be so good, Eric, and not even be a 500 pitcher? So, I say trade him. Trade everybody, Eric. That's my mantra now. Trade everybody.
Look, if the Giants were closer to quote unquote winning, I get holding on to him, but we're not. We're 15 games under 500.
And we're eking out our wins over teams like Colorado. Come on.
Yeah.
Good game today, though. Clutch.
It was. Again, hopefully they'll be able to trade Mahle. Hopefully they'll be able to trade Hauser, and of course Ray is going to go. Arias is going to go. Maybe, like I said, you trade maybe a couple of guys out of the bullpen, and you just stock up as much as you can.
I'm really excited, to be honest. It's almost like Christmas for me. I don't know about you, Lou. The trade deadline day, Eric, going to open up a lot of people's eyes in the franchise, where they stand. Are they going to try to move off of some of the guys you've mentioned, the Hausers, and what are we going to get? I'm fearful, Eric, that they go out of their way to trade the wrong players and not the right players. Well, we're trying to move all these bullpen pieces like you hope they do, Eric.
Yeah.
Focus. Eric says focus. Give me a focus, Eric.
Yeah. Focus. Yeah.
There it is. Focus on Webb and Ray and Arise and what you're going to get back, and not the little, when you play chess, Eric, you get your pawns out front. They're the first to go. You want to protect. You want to protect the future of the team, and that's not by protecting the players; it's by moving the players. The future of this organization is up in the air, Eric, right now, and heading into this trade deadline. If it is anything like the last few we've seen, Eric, that doesn't bode well.
No, I think this is different, though.
The other thing,
this is a little bit different.
I'm going to go against Eric with pitching, especially since Harrison, who I think was in a lot better shape than Webb and Ray, pitch him now. I mean, trade him now.
Yeah,
all it
maybe.
takes is a reflection back. You have a whole week of no baseball. I mean, I think Ray should be gone before they go to Seattle, just because you do not want to be so fragile where he comes back. Maybe he gets blasted. Well, his value goes down. I mean, Webb's had 2 horrible. Okay. I don't care when you give up 5 runs in the first inning. I don't care what happens innings 2 through 7. I don't care. The game was already over. Okay. We need him to perform and not get injured, especially since it just happened to Harrison. Because, that's the Giants' luck, how the whole season has been so catastrophic.
Well, look at Milwaukee, Lou. Look at Milwaukee. Yeah. You think they got out of bed and said, oh, my God, Kyle Harrison's on the shelf. It can happen. Yeah. And Harrison's a younger plaplayer, like Lou brings up.
It just takes one, I don't know. It's just sort of the Giants' luck. A 90-mile-an-hour fastball back at them. They hurt themselves or something. So just the way it's been going, I'd rather trade a little bit early since it's
me too.
Take advantage. I mean, they should be on the phone, Milwaukee.
Well, you got to remember too, Milwaukee is probably going to know that they're going to get a bunch of phone calls. They know, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna. And the thing is, they don't have to move quick because after tomorrow, you got a whole week off.
A week.
So they could sit back, evaluate Harrison to see how bad this really is. If it's really bad, then after the break, that's when they're going to start going, all right, this is what we may be looking for.
You got to start wondering about. I know he's not Giants related, Eric, but you got to start wondering about Harrison. This guy seems to be fragile.
He's got a weird delivery. It's a little herky-jerky. It doesn't surprise me that he has a cranky elbow.
He's either doing great things or he's on the shelf. Great things, he's on the shelf.
So, hey, we'll see how this is all going to play out. Really, I mean, it's gonna be fun to watch. And with today's draft, I think we're kind of seeing what the Giants are wanting to do. They're loading up on pitching. In the 4 rounds, they've picked 3 pitchers and 1 position player.
But the not trading, Eric, are you on board with this statement? How I feel. If they keep Webb, it's solely because, you call it the soft and fuzzies or whatever.
The warm and fuzzies.
The warm and fuzzies, the soft.
The Hello Kitty fan club.
There you go. They're more worried about that, quite frankly. The great promote. Lou, it seems like every couple of months I'm on here with Lou. Hey, Lou, you need another Hawaiian shirt? Jeez, they got a
Hawaiian shirt, Hello Kitty, and
coming
Harry.
I'm going to Harry Potter night. I had to get Bernice says, which games you want to go to? I said none. Well, maybe Harry Potter night. Got to go to Harry Potter night.
Harry Potter night. Hey, there's some good luck to that.
So my fear now is, and to be honest, I'm leaning more toward they won't trade Webb, Eric, and it's just they are an organization. They were an organization of the soft and fuzzies. We just trade. Guess what? Much to my delight, they picked up a guy named Bonds today in the draft.
How about that?
Why? Oh, it's the warm and fuzzies, daddy. See, can we not leave it alone? Or, and I know Sam Bernardino is not exactly next door, but we got to. Well, let's draft a. I listen to all the other shows, Eric. I listen to the radio shows. Well, we could pick up this guy. He's a Daly City kid. I don't care where he could be from Timbuktu, as somebody said in the chat last night, Eric. Stop playing around with the warm and fuzzies of this organization. Well, we'll bring him back as an advisor because he was a really good player 27 years ago. Who cares? The game has changed. Yeah. Stop with the warm and fuzzies. Just get me a decent ball club and not the crap we have to watch every day.
I also think they can use it to their advantage because I don't know if you guys or if you can put up the wild card stage for the American League. There's like 10 teams.
Oh, they're all in it, man.
Like Boston, they all think they're back, and this is where Buster, Mania, and whoever also makes the calls. You have an opportunity. It's not just Milwaukee because of their injuries.
No.
There are other teams now that are playing good that think with someone like Webb, we can get, the Yankees are still faltering, right? They're losing. Tampa Bay, you got teams like Boston that all of a sudden are like, oh my God, we're back in it. let's see what we can do. You got Detroit.
Oh, Jesus.
Cleveland.
Lou,
it's amazing.
Lou, don't sleep on Detroit. Eric's team is back in the divisional race.
They are.
No,
They're back in it, dude.
Eric, the thing about Detroit Tigers, are you aware what they've done is identical to 2 years ago? Identical standings, identical record, everything. So
it's crazy.
And maybe Detroit might not trade Scooble.
They might not
go for it this year.
And that's why I keep saying, that's why I use Detroit as an example for the simple fact that it can be done. Now, granted, it's whether or not you can do it, but it can be done. But I don't know. They may not. To your point, they may not trade Scooble. They may hold on to him because they make that run. Who knows? Maybe they become buyer. Same thing with Boston. I thought they were dead. I thought they were done, and now they're on a tear, man.
I mean, our boy keeps giving us $5 super chats with the worst team in the league. I guess he's been betting Boston since that Yankee series when they took 4. So it's one of those things.
But yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, you would think here, if you listen to the organization, they don't want to move off Webb. But
could they maybe do that because then they know they're not going to trade him? They get a better offer. Yeah,
I think there's a little bit of psychological warfare, maybe. Yeah. There could be, because look, there was reporting saying that, hey, the Giants might not, they're downplaying the whole Flora thing. We're just going to get the best player available. Basically they weren't tipping their hand for whatever reason. And lo and behold, what did they do? They went out there and got Jackson Flora, the best pitcher available. So maybe it's a little cloak and dagger going on, and I'm fine with that. Look, I'm fine with that. If you don't want to tip your hand, so to speak, because if you do that, what are all teams going to do? They're going to try to lowball you. So if you're going out there saying, Webb's not going to, okay, you're going to play hard to get. So if you're going to play hard to get, well, guess what? Now I'm going to have to offer more. Even considering how bad the Giants are playing, you got to do that, right? You got to be if you want to say a poker player.
Sounds like dating tips from Eric Romo today.
Well, no, it's more of just
play hard to get. Play hard to get.
No,
you already missed Lou's picks earlier. Lou's dating advice earlier.
Oh, you had some dating advice today?
Yeah, he dropped one in there.
My life will not be the same. What did you come up with today, Lou?
I can't remember now. Eric, what was it about?
The draft is great now, but later on, it may not turn out as well as you think it will.
Like, hey, I'm dating this new girl. She's fantastic. And then 3 months later, you're miserable. And then 6 months later, get rid of her. No, but she's good looking.
I've been down that. Lou, I've been down that road.
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. Right now, we're happy with the picks. Yeah. And the analogy I gave is, their 4th pick, I think, might be 2 years away. The high school guy, stud, but it's high school. So you just don't know how he's going to adapt to the next level. We all talk about Bonds. One of the thing about him, he's 6'5". I've seen how it is with Eldridge. Yeah, he's fast, but, can he hit the inside pitch? And the adjustment from aluminum bats to wood bats, it's huge. So
just have to wait and let it play out. That's why.
Yeah, let it play out. I just hope from the draft doesn't affect what they're doing for the trade deadline.
Exactly my point earlier, Lou.
Yeah. I don't think it will. I think this is just a precursor of what's going to happen. D-Shot says Flora basically was the best player available at that point. Well, here's the thing. It's kind of hard because he's the best pitcher in the draft. But does that trump, say, a position player? He may not be the highest ranked position player because there's so many highly ranked position players. But where does he rank in a pitcher? You see what I'm saying? It's apples and oranges, because what a pitcher can provide for you is totally different than what a position player. So it's hard to say. I'll say this: he was the best player available for the need that the Giants had. Right? That's what it was.
Not just that, Eric. Think about every year the trade deadline comes up. In baseball, what is the most material thing that gets traded? Pitching. The more pitching Eric, draft them all. Next, just best pitcher, draft all pitchers. Why? You got to load up the pitching. That is what makes you a better ball club on the field as well as off the field, Eric. Situations arise where you can trade a Webb because you have no worries about what. Now I got the remember last year trading pitchers and they didn't have replacements for them. That's the only problem.
One thing you got to be careful of, specifically with the San Francisco Giants, is they have a very difficult time signing big bat free agents, right? So you have to draft offensive type of players for the San Francisco Giants, because considering where the ballpark is, you can go out there and sign free agent pitchers. They will come to Oracle Park and pitch. But the problem is you got to have a club that's going to help that pitcher, right? Because you don't want the pitcher to go out there and have to only allow 2 runs a game.
It just explains, Eric, you're just explaining the Giants and their woes, because that's exactly the problem they face right now.
Tough. And that now, because they refuse to spend on free agent pitching, they have to draft them.
Oh,
right?
Jesus.
Rather than drafting. See, it's a dual-edged sword. You got to be careful, right?
We get competitive. I'm going to be like Robert Rothberg, even more crustier than I am now, and about 85 years old before we're competitive again, Eric.
Might be. Honestly,
that's the problem here.
Hey, look, I'm looking.
They can't rebuild it. They can't fix it. They don't know. I mean, we'll see how this draft plays out, man. But it doesn't get any better. Great talking points, but are we going anywhere?
Hey, tomorrow, there's 15 more picks tomorrow. 15.
And then take 15 pitchers. I don't care.
They might. They might.
I mean, Jesus, if you're already taking a Bonds, then it doesn't matter who you pick. Right?
Hey, it is what it is, right?
Jesus.
England's still beating Norway. They're in the 111 minute. This is the second of the 15 minute there, Lou. They might beat the Vikings. How about that?
Yay.
How about that? So we'll see how this all. The rowing may come to an end. Yeah, they may be up a creek without.
Barry says he didn't get his notification.
Yeah, it's all good.
A few guys have said that to me. Make sure you check, double check. There's a lot of weird stuff going on the tube these days. Make sure you're subscribed and you get all the settings there.
Yeah, notification bell, all that stuff. Sometimes it's weird. YouTube's weird that way, but it's all good. No worries. You can always catch it later.
2 weeks away, Eric. 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks. What? 2.5 weeks? We got 3 weeks. Okay, 3 weeks.
That trade deadline.
That'll be big.
August 3rd, man.
I'm going to have the Subway subs and the Pepsi ready.
Nice.
If I'm not in Chicago, I got to check my schedule.
Yep. There you go. Right on.
I missed last year's. First year we did. It was fun.
Yeah, it was.
We go live now we go live to Toronto. Let's go live to Seattle, Washington for the big news. We had
a couple of guys
all over the place.
Yeah, that was kind of fun, man. That was not so bad.
Oh, and then there was always, let's go to New York, where it must be about 14 below because we got Tommy huddled up with his parka and his woolen cap on in the middle of July.
It was like a damn. He was like in Alaska in the wintertime. There was no lights.
He can hardly move. He's bigger than Lou, and he puts on the parka and the hat, and he's like this, Lou. He's like, guys, welcome. And he turns off all the lights. So
he's allergic to lights.
His head and the shoulders. This guy, he's a beaut. He's a beaut.
Oh, my God.
I love the guy. He's a beaut. I had to fire him.
He's a nice guy.
I had to fire him, but he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hey, before we leave, I know you had a little help this morning with our boy from New York, Eric. I thought you did a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Morning.
Yeah.
You know, you got a little help from Armand and everything. And, Armand, it's like he was probably excited just like you for the draft, because he's such a unique guy. So I wanted to make sure I know, I was following you, but I just want to say job well done this morning.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was fun.
I think you did a great job, even though I didn't see the show yet. I think you did a great job.
It's all good. No worries.
Hey, what's the odds? Lou likes to place a little wager once in a while. What's the odds you think that Armand is a subscriber to Baseball America? He seems to know more about the guys coming up and the college and everything else. This guy is embedded.
He's tapped in. He is tapped in. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he must be single.
Maybe.
Most guys can't get away with living their life for baseball and nothing else.
At
least he got his award, Lou. At least he got his. I told Lou off the air last night, I'll be back in town in 1 week. Today, a week from today, I'll already be sitting in the condo contemplating whether I ever go to a Giants game again. And I said to Lou, I said, I got to get you that award you won in December. Everybody else got theirs. He said,
no rush.
Let's meet at Tommy's.
Of course. Hey, before we leave, I just wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think about tomorrow with McDonald's starting? Can he bounce back?
Yeah, it's a roll of the dice. Roll of the dice, man.
Yep.
I didn't pay attention. Yeah, usually I paid attention. Was Mahle calling his own pitches today, or was it coming from?
I didn't see. Forgot about that. Didn't even
pay attention. Hey, how about Rodriguez? He did okay behind the plate too. It wasn't like it was a disaster. Wasn't a disaster. So
we'll see how it is when they go on the road.
What is the next road trip? You want to enlighten everybody? What do we got coming?
Well, do we start on the road after? Yeah, we start on the road after
Seattle.
At Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle for.
So what's probably going to happen is you're going to face the ace because everyone resets at the trade deadline. So you're going to face everybody's aces.
And Seattle's got good pitching. Then we go to Glenn's second favorite establishment because it's always good to have baseball in Kansas.
Must be going to Kansas City.
Yep.
Hey, there you
go. I don't know where that came from either.
It just came out of nowhere, man. There's good stuff.
And Kansas City has turned it around a little bit. They're starting to play good ball. They're playing their young guys. So it's going to be a tough out of the gate. Seattle, great pitching, usually low-scoring games. And then Kansas City, who knows? It just depends how everything's going to work itself out.
Yeah, and then you're getting toward is it a 3-game series in Seattle?
Yeah, 3-3.
So you're going to face the 4 and 5 pitcher of the Giants in Kansas City. So who knows how that's going to work out?
Yeah. Well, don't you think they'd bring Webb back to start?
Webb will probably start game 1. Yeah, he'll be the game 1 against Seattle, I would think, right?
And all it takes is one more bad outing, boys. One more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want 3 in a row because
maybe they won't be able to afford to trade him.
Yeah,
maybe
right, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
And the trade deadline is August 4th, Eric?
3rd. August 3rd.
So
I think it's done by is it
like noon?
Is it noon on the 3rd?
Noon West Coast time. So
yeah.
Literally, we go to Seattle, Kansas City. Then we're home for the Anaheim Angels and the Brewers, who are tough. Then we go to San Diego for 4 and Texas. So by the time they come back to play Detroit, we should have a whole new team.
Yeah.
After that road trip.
Oh, good news. You say the trade deadline is the 3rd. I'll be home on the 2nd.
Hey, look at that. Worked out perfectly.
And then we'll do the trade deadline day, and then I get a Valkyries game. So it's going to be a fun-filled Monday.
And look, wouldn't that be so? If they trade, what if they trade Ray to the Brewers before the Brewers show up, and all of a sudden now you got Ray pitching against the Giants as a Brewer? Wouldn't that be something?
So be it. We can't be Eric. We can't beat anybody else.
So I know.
Matter.
I know. I thought it'd be weird. It'd still be weird.
Here's another series too. Is anybody we can't even sweep this series. I know it's a 4-gamer, but I mean, this team lets me down so much, man. And everybody gets those toasty feelings. Hey, we won again today, Eric, and everything fell into place. We got good pitching out of nowhere, and then we got some time. I thought today, I don't know. You guys probably talked to it off the top, all the goods, the bads, and the uglies of today's game. A win. I just thought people were getting on base, and it allowed them to produce runs. There were some clutch hits in the game.
There's a few.
It would be a short, sweet review for me. I just thought everything was clutch today. We got good pitching. That's what I've said all along lately. The Giants need a full. You can't have a letdown in any department. Everything has to run like a well-oiled machine for this team to have a chance to win.
100%.
But it is Colorado.
Yeah,
so I'm just saying, look at the pitcher we faced today, and look at those wonderful people in the chat sending us those.
Yeah, how about that, Jay Case?
Tremendous checks.
Another 25. Thanks, Jay.
Boy.
Appreciate it. Glenn, Eric, Lou. Thanks. Giant Sports Talk Live keeps me sane, sort of. A lot going on in the baseball world with the Giants. One day, one game at a time. Maybe they win another game tomorrow. Yeah, that's kind of where it is. I'm just looking more at individuals and see how they're doing and what it's going to look like going forward after 2026. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate that, man. Going out the door, drops $25 at our feet. Appreciate that, man. That's awesome. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow.
We got here. We're going.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you want to stick around? You want to stick around? Go for it.
Now I'm gonna have a big steak on a real barbecue. I'm gonna just turn the knob at lights.
There you go. Nice.
I have to go with. I'd love to see you barbecue.
Oh, come on! What are you talking about, man?
I picture you. You got a little apron and a chef's hat.
No, I don't do that. Not at all. No.
Gotta go briquettes. He's not admitting to it. He's not admitting to it.
You gotta go briquettes.
All right, gentlemen.
But tomorrow we'll be back in the afternoon. It's going to be the last game we're going to be covering for quite some time. We're going to be taking a break there in the All-Star break, and then we'll be back. If some big news breaks, of course, we'll be here to talk about it. So
I'm not going to the All-Star game this year.
Not going? No.
I didn't. Did I go? I didn't go last year. I went the year before. Remember?
What the heck is it this year? I can't remember.
Philadelphia.
That's right. Duh.
Then Chicago, and then us. If there is,
Lou set me up for that. We were talking about we're going to be talking about that tomorrow on the radio show, right, Lou?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Dating advice. Lou's double shot of the week. Cheap Trick. All kinds of good stuff coming up tomorrow.
All right. Don't forget tomorrow drafts rounds 5 through 20. Again, we'll just see what the heck the Giants see if they're going to go with more pitching. I'm guessing they are.
Are you going to be watching the 20th round? Are you going to be following it all the way, Eric?
No. I'll just see what they're saying on Twitter.
No more. There's no more Giants edition of Brock Purdy's out there somewhere we can land with the.
I just wanted to see that 4th and 29th pick and see what the Giants are going to do with those. Those are important. All right, we're out of here.
Do you think they'd take Bonds as early as
No, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't think they would. But whatever.
Playing favorites. See
you guys tomorrow afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your guys' Saturday. See ya.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.